Hello and welcome to this Carrick video production of the Supercross Masters 1990, held at the Sydney Entertainment Centre. A great weekend of racing with a full international cast. My name's Andy Raymond. Let's go down trackside for rider introductions.
I'd like you to all make welcome the current World Supercross Champion, Mr. Dynamite Jones. Mike, great to see you here. Not too much like last night, but this is the big one.
Yeah, I guess I sort of held back last night, if you call it that. I had some bad luck, and in the past, usually when I do good the first night, the second night's bad for me. So tonight's the big money, and I'm really concentrating on the win tonight, so hopefully I can pull it off.
This is your first trip to Sydney. You like it so far?
Yeah, I really like it here. The city seems real clean, and there's things to do, and I've been able to do a little bit of sightseeing, which usually I don't have time to do when I'm traveling, so I like it here a lot.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Next up along the line, he's familiar with all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Craig Duck. Ducker, this is the big one, mate. Double points here tonight in the grand final.
Yeah, very important. Stephen Andrews, Peter Melton, my teammate, and myself are very close, only separated by 1 point. So, you know, this is a very important race, and it's the end of the series, so it's time to pull the pin.
You got the new Yamaha going, the new 1991B. How's it seem to be running?
Well, last night was the first outing for the bike, and it worked very, very well. I just unfortunately didn't get such a good start in the final, but made up a few places, but it wasn't able to get right through. But tonight, hopefully I can get a good start and be up there.
Good luck, Craig. Lastly, but certainly not least, the current Supercross Masters champion, Mr. Glenn Bell. Glenn, you've been off for almost 2 months injured. You came back in your first ride last night and really kicked them.
Yeah, I was really pleased. I got out to start really good aboard the 91 Honda, and it was running very well. And all the crowd were behind me, and just carried on from there.
Pressure's certainly on tonight. You're not up in the top 5, but the top 5, of course, go to Sacramento later on in the year.
Yeah, that's going to be a really big event over there, and I hope to finish in the top 5 if I can do very well tonight, which I plan to do. But that'll be great to go over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Bell, thank you very much.
Heat number 1 of the Supercross Masters, proudly sponsored by Triple M, over 4 laps. Bike E, Fast Eddie Warren, would have to be the favourite in this one. Bike number 10, Stephen Maguire. Bike 20, Phil Sargent, just coming back from injury. 24, Jamie Cunningham. And bike 43, Rod Mason, rounds out the field. Off and racing, and it's Fast Eddie Warren aboard the Kawasaki, leading him into the first right-hand corner, readying themselves for the Yokohama Bridge, launching themselves up. Stephen Maguire aboard the Suzuki, hot in second place. Maguire elects for the low line as they go over the tabletop, which is the finish line for tonight's event. Phil Sargent in bike number 20 as he goes underneath the bridge, just coming back from the collarbone injury, as I mentioned earlier. Had some problems with that, but certainly looking good at the moment. Cunningham on bike 24 in 4th position, but the race is in the hands of the Motown magician, Fast Eddie Warren. Proudly sponsored by Kawasaki Territory. Launches himself into the air over the tabletop and looking very smooth here tonight. Stephen Maguire still well in the race for the Supercross Masters point series, currently on 10 points. Peter Melton and Stephen Andrew lead the field on 18, so still well in pursuit. Eddie Warren, though, has things all his way as Phil Sargent makes his way around the corner. Stephen Maguire doing it with plenty of style. 1 lap to go for Fast Eddie. Underneath the bridge he goes for the final time. Cocking the rooster tail out and looking very nice as he goes down the main straightaway, up over Yokohama Bridge, half a lap remaining, and certainly looking good for later on in the night, the business end. Fast Eddie Warren aboard Bike E takes the honours in the first race. Stephen Maguire takes second, Phil Sargent will take third, with Jamie Cunningham taking the 4th. Heat number 2 up on the line, again over 4 laps. Lyle Thompson from the United States is aboard Bike T. That's the Yamaha. Troy Doran on Bike 9, doing it for K&J Thomas Racing. Ben Parise on bike number 16, Jason Grimshaw on 27, 33 is ridden by Justin Lehman, and 64, Matthew Taylor. Both Parise and Doran well in contention for the Supercross Masters final 5. Keep in mind, the final 5 riders go to Sacramento in October, and what a big one that should be. Troy Doran at the moment on 6 competition points, with Ben Parise higher up the ladder on 10. We're in the starters' hands. Racing this time round, and from the inside, it was the Victorian Flash, Troy Doran. Ben Parise gone straight into the wall. Ben, you were meant to turn right. Up over Yokohama they go. Lyle Thompson stuck back a little bit in the field in second place. Troy Doran flicking the bike outside as he goes up over the tabletop. Jason Grimshaw, Learman and Taylor are all battling in there, but the real battle is up front between Bike 9, Troy Doran, and T. Lyle Thompson, our American visitor. Up over Yokohama for the second time they go. Thompson looking very smooth, fresh from a few placings in the Hawaiian Supercross. Over the tabletop yet again. Nice and sidewards. That time was Jason Grimshaw aboard the 27 mobile, and Ben Parise making his way through the field. Lyle Thompson didn't look too comfortable over the stutter jumps. 33, J.J. Learman in third, with 27, Jason Grimshaw in fourth. Can Ben Parise come back and get into the top 4? Because keep in mind, the first 4 go to event number 13, which is the quarter-final. The rest go into the non-qualifiers. So it is those first vital 4 positions that are make or break in the qualifying heats. Troy Doran aboard Bike 9, though, looking good at the moment as he goes through the sharp right-hander and up over Yokohama. Lyle Thompson doesn't seem to be making any ground. Cuts on the inside, and it will be Doran who takes the checker this time round. Lyle Thompson takes the second place. Bike number 33, Justin Learman, will take the third, and a distant fourth to Ben Parise. Finally, a few of the slower riders, Jason Grimshaw and Matthew Taylor. Heat number 3, again over 4 laps. This is proudly sponsored by Yokohama. Peter Melton on bike number 3, joint series leader at the moment. Dean Burt on bike number 11. Phil Robinson aboard 19, 66 Brendan Sheridan, and 84 Michael Fallons. Peter Melton, Phil Robinson and Dean Burt should be the hot ones in this. Keep your eye on Melton, as I said, a joint series leader on 18 points. This is the final. And this is where it's at stake, and Melton wastes no time. Out in front on bike number 3, Phil Robinson aboard 19, ducks for the inside, but not enough to trap the Queenslander. Robinson out wide into that corner. In third place, Dean Burt making moves. Burt, of course, won a Supercross Masters in Brisbane only a few years ago, so he's right up there in contention. And at the moment, it's Peter Melton dictating the pace of this one. Peter, of course, doing it for the Marlboro Yamaha dealer team. And what a successful team they have been this year. Peter, along with Craig Dack, winning a lot of the majors on the motocross and supercross circuit in 1990. Phil Robinson hasn't had the best of seasons this year, a few crashes, but certainly looking good here at the Entertainment Centre in round 5 of the Supercross Masters. Melton readying himself for the Yokohama Bridge. Phil Robinson launches himself up and over. It doesn't look like they're going to catch Melton as he gets the 1 lap to go board. Phil Robinson still in second place with Dean Burt in third and Brendan Sheridan in fourth. Tackling the stutter jumps nicely was Melton that time round. Phil Robinson has a bit of a peek over the front of the bike and allows Dean Burt to get well up. On the inside comes Burt. This is where the real battle is, on the inside and outside. Here they go, half a lap remaining. The checkered flag goes to Peter Melton aboard bike number 3. Phil Robinson takes second. Dean Burt will take the third. And a fairly distant fourth place to bike number 66, Brendan Sheridan. Heat 4, again over 4 laps, the Toyota Husky Supercross Masters. Bike number L, Steve Lamson from the United States. Lyndon Heffernan, a veteran of the Supercross circuit, on bike number 6. Stephen Hunter on 28. And Stephen Curl on 31. Starters hands are on the 5-second board. Keep your eye on Lamson and Heffernan as they rocket out of the gate, and it is those two. Lamson getting the best of starts aboard the Suzuki. Up over Yokohama he goes. Lyndon Heffernan aboard bike 6, hot in second place with the purpley coloured People Eater Yamaha. Up over the tabletop they go this time around. 31, Stephen Curl getting a little bit out of shape over the tabletop, but it's Lamson looking good at the moment, looking quite comfortable in the very small Sydney Entertainment Centre floor area. Lyndon Heffernan certainly making waves here, not too far behind the race leader with plenty of racing room and racing time left. Stephen Hunter still going well in third position, but Lyle Thompson has it all his own way as he goes over the stutter jumps and into the left-hander. Up over the Yokohama Bridge yet again. Looking very smooth. Lamson with the familiar 29 on the back of his jersey and protective wear. Two riders in here battling it out, bike number 42 and 28. Enis Rizadov and Stephen Hunter battling out the minor places. But it is Steve Lamson who will collect the checkered flag. Bike number 6, Lyndon Heffernan will take the second, Stephen Hunter for third, and Yenis Rizadov will take the fourth. So that's 2 Australian victories and 2 American victories. And that was event 4, heat number 4 of the Supercross Masters.
Okay, the winner of event 4, Steve Lamson. They call you the Sacramento Kid. And speaking about Sacramento, Steve, the top 5 point scorers from the Masters Series head over, and the Arco Arena is just a sight to behold.
Yeah, it sure is. It's real close to my house, only an hour and a half, and there should be some good racing there. There's going to be top 5 from here, and a lot of fast U.S. riders too, so it should be a really good race.
How do you think all the Australian boys will go up against some of the big names from the American Supercross industry?
I think they'll do really good because I've been riding with them. This is the second time I've rode over here in Australia, and there's a lot of fast guys over here, so I think it'll be a good race over there too.
The money you guys are riding for here tonight, it's $8,000 to win the 20-lap final. What's that like in comparison to back home?
Actually, it's really good. It's actually better than at home. There's not too many races that pay this much, and $8,000 is a lot of money.
You're going to go for it?
Yeah, sure am.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Steve Lamson.
The first heat of the 125s up on the line. Mike Shearer aboard bike 36, bike 8, James Clark, Brendan Sheridan backing up in the 125 class, again on 66. Wayne Jukes on 21, 38, Paul Timmins, and the man to watch, the wild child, Kim Ashkenazi on bike 52. And it was the wild child. First into the first corner, up over Yokohama he goes aboard the Suzuki. Kim racing both classes here tonight, the 125s and the 250s, and only just a senior in the Supercrossing ranks. Riders everywhere, no major dramas. Everyone weaves their way under the bridge and over the stutter jumps. In the meantime, Ashkenazi's built up quite a handy lead. The 16-year-old whiz kid from south of Sydney, certainly making a name for himself aboard his Suzuki. Into the left-hander he goes, under the bridge and heading over the stutter jumps. Not looking terribly comfortable, but he has the lead and he has the checkered flag in his sights. Bike 66, Brendan Sheridan put the bike down, he got back up and was A-OK. But it's still Kim Ashkenazi looking good at the moment, 1 lap to go. Again into the left-hander. Going very quick, but not as smooth as I know Kim would like. Really letting the 125 have it at the moment and should be favoured in this class and a very high contender in the 250 class. A lot of years ahead of him. The checkered flag goes to 52, Kim Ashkenazi. Second place goes to Paul Timmins aboard bike number 38. James Clark will take the third and Wayne Jukes will take the fourth. The Bourbon and Beefsteak 125, heat number 2 up on the line. Peter Melton on screen at the moment aboard bike number 3. The new YZ 125B. It's the new model, the 1991. Mark Kirkman, a noted 125 specialist aboard bike 7. Maguire on bike 10, Jason Love on 12, Phil Robinson on 19, and Brad Williscroft on bike number 22. An all-star cast, and they want to go fast. Peter Melton, Mark Kirkman leading them out into the first corner. On the outside, Stephen Maguire, but they just can't catch Melton. Aboard the new Yamaha, Kirkman in second place, Maguire in third, Phil Robinson back in fourth, and plenty of air for the 125 machines as they go over the tabletop. Underneath the bridge they come out from, and the first four you can throw a blanket over, and the blanket has smothered two of the riders, Stephen Maguire and Phil Robinson, both up and A-OK. In the meantime, race leader Peter Melton and Mark Kirkman in second place say, thanks guys, that's taken the pressure off us. And what a lead they have. Third place at the moment, bike number 22, Brad Williscroft. Kirkman not really making any ground at the moment. Phil Robinson caught in a hay bale just underneath the bridge. On screen at the moment, the race leader, Peter Melton. 1 lap to go. Melton having a good weekend. Thus far, he won his 250 heat and well on his way to winning his 125 heat 2. Mark Kirkman hot in second place, a noted 125 specialists. Stick to the smaller machines and certainly going well. But Peter Melton has dictated this one from start to finish, and he will collect the checker. Mark Kirkman will take the second place and a very distant third place to bike number 22, Brad Williscroft, and Stephen Maguire fixes himself up and gets up into fourth. Phil Robinson taking the fifth, and Jason Love coming sixth. Back to the big boys, the 250s. This is heat number 5 at the Supercross Masters. Glenn Bell on bike number 1, the reigning Supercross Masters champion. Mark Kirkman aboard bike number 7, Michael Donovan on 81, 89 Bevan Ernst, and 90 Mark Wood. Mark Kirkman and Glenn Bell, this should be a ripper. Kirkman on the very outside of the track on bike number 7, and Bell away to a great start. Oh, Glenn Bell again has forgot to turn right. He's got the Honda back up and going. It'll be interesting to see what he can do from here. Race leader at the moment is Mark Kirkman aboard number 7. Kirkman was riding his 125 in the last heat, picked up a second, and currently in first at the moment. Bell weaving his way through the field aboard the Honda. This is Glenn's first weekend back at racing since injuring himself some 2 months ago. Up over Yokohama Bridge was bike 89, Bevan Ernst. And Glenn Bell making waves here up over the tabletop with plenty of style, flicking the bike slightly sideways and making his way through the field like a bullet out of a gun. Tackling the stutters like the true professional he is, and doing it nicely. Mark Kirkman aboard number 7 though has got no worries in the world. Leading and leading nicely. 1 lap to go for Glenn Bell, who's moved up into second position. Kirkman over the stutter jumps with about half a racing lap to go. Into the hairpin 180-degree corner, up over the Yokohama Bridge, and taking it relatively easy at the moment. 1 corner to go, and the checkered flag will go to bike number 7, Mark Kirkman. Glenn Bell in a magnificent ride. From last up to second place on bike number 1, Bevan Ernst comes in third place. He's aboard bike number 89, and Michael Donovan on bike 81 will take the fourth. Heat number 6 of the Triple M Supercross Masters. Craig Dack aboard bike number 2, Leon Woods on 96, Stan Bergen on 13, David Mann on 44, and Kamikaze Kim Ashkenazi aboard bike number 52. Dack currently on 17 competition points, 1 point behind his teammate Peter Melton and Stephen Andrew from Victoria. Readying themselves for the 5-second board. Dack on the outside. He's the one to watch. Bike number 2. Out of the gate quickly was Dack, and he leads them into the first corner. Ashkenazi from the inside, certainly looking good. Right on Dack's bumper in second. On the inside he comes, but it's Dack who manages to hold first. Ashkenazi right on his exhaust pipe as they go underneath the bridge over the stutter jumps. It's Craig Dack on bike number 2, doing it for the Marlboro Yamaha dealer team. Kim Ashkenazi on 52 in second. David Mann, Stan Bergen and Leon Woods rounding out the field, but the action's at the front of the track with Dak and Ashkenazi. Ashkenazi riding both classes again here tonight, the 125s and 250s. Dak aboard the new 1991 Yamaha, looking good. Kim Ashkenazi dropping off a little bit as Dak puts it slightly sideways, going to the left-hander to collect the 1 lap to go board. This looks all Craig Dack's a little bit of a slip of a gear there. Ashkenazi makes up a little bit of ground, but I don't think it will be enough for the Dak attack. Dak certainly has his supporters here tonight, but perhaps the crowd favourite, sentiment-wise anyway, would be Kim Ashkenazi, the 16-year-old kid, certainly making waves. But Craig Dack will take the checkered flag here. The wild child Ashkenazi puts it sideways over the tabletop. Bike number 44, David Mann, will take third, and Stan Bergen will take the fourth.
Craig, I've already spoken to you once earlier on in the night, but the brand new YZ seems to be doing it well.
Yeah, the bike's doing all right. I still haven't quite got my timing yet, but as the night goes on, I'll probably get better.
You're only 1 point behind the 2 competition leaders. One of them's Peter Melton, your own teammate, and Stephen Andrew. There's still plenty of hope left.
Well, yeah, the final was in the important one, and to get through these preliminary races is the most important thing at the moment, so I'll take it one step at a time and see what happens.
You haven't won one of the indoor ones yet, one of the big ones. Is this Craig Dack's night?
I'm going to make it my night. I've been unfortunate not to win one of these. I've had a lot of little problems, and I always struggle a little bit towards these races, so I'll try and make this one my night.
Great, good luck. Thanks very much. And how about, guys, putting your hands together for the Marlborough Cheer Girls?
The meeting goes on. This is heat number 7, again over 4 laps of the Supercross Masters. Stephen Andrew on bike 4. Stephen's leading the series with Peter Melton on 18 points. Dale Britton on bike number 17. Domain Krelsham on bike 30. 46, Anthony Nappick. And Michael Matthews on bike 91. Andrew and Britton will be the 2 to keep your eye on. Out of the gate, and it is Stephen Andrew from Geelong in Victoria, bike number 4. Up over Yokohama first. Bike number 46, Anthony Nappick, having a little bit of an argument with the bridge and getting plenty of air as the first 3 place getters, Andrew, Britton and Michael Matthews on bike 91. Stephen Andrews looking good as he did at the Melbourne Tennis Centre only 2 months ago. Steve Kramer Products and Frankston Yamaha helping young Stephen out at the moment, and certainly paying dividends. One of the hottest properties of the Supercross and Motocross circuit in Australia. Only 19 years of age, showing maturity far beyond his years. Coming up to lap a few of the slower riders. Andrew ducks on the inside, up over the bridge he goes. Onto the tabletop into the left-hand Yokohama corner. Launches himself up, 1 lap to go. Dale Britton on bike 17, still hot in second place. Michael Matthews and Domain Krelsham in third and fourth respectively. About half a lap to go though for Andrews at the moment. Into the right-hander, readying himself for the flashing Yokohama bridge. 1 corner to go, and it's been a great win for Stephen Andrew. A first ride for the night, bike number 4. Second place goes to bike number 17, Dale Britton. 91, Michael Matthews takes the third. Domain Krelsham will take the fourth, and a very wobbly looking Anthony Nappick. Heat 8, the final heat, again over 4 laps. Bradley Purcell on 48, Alex Briggs on 35, Max Kettle on bike number 32, Gavin Simpson on 99, and the current World Supercross champion from the United States of America, Bike J, Mike Jones. Jones aboard the Honda here, right in the middle of the field. Out nicely he goes. 32 in there, Max Kettle giving him a run for his money into the first corner, but Jones looking good as he goes up over Yokohama. The rest of the pack are all bunched up together. Jones already starting to build quite a gap between himself and the second place riders. A tough struggle in there for the minor placings. Jones goes round the right-hander. and readying himself for the Yokohama Bridge. Bradley Purcell, Alex Briggs, Max Kettle and Gavin Simpson all battling in there. There's Simpson on the screen at the moment. Up in the air go the final 4 riders. Mike Jones in the meantime is cleared right out from the field, showing his status as the current world champ. From Export, Pennsylvania, Dyna Mike Jones. Forward bike J. 1 lap to go. And certainly doing it with ease. He goes underneath the bridge, taking the stutters beautifully around the corner. There's a little set of double jumps there, electing not to jump them. Heads up over the bridge, sitting down on the seat as Jones. He's confident, he knows he's got this one won. Rooster tail out of the last corner, flicks it up, one-footed. Mike Jones will take the checker. Second place, bike number 48, Bradley Purcell. Alex Briggs will take third, Max Kettle fourth, and Gavin Simpson will round out the field.
Great performance from Mike Jones.
Over to another Mike, you're off to a hot start. You had a good night last night. But I spoke to Steve earlier about the prize money here tonight, $8,000 up for grabs in the 20-lap final. Do you agree that it's a lot better than a lot of the money you get back home?
Yeah, as far as the prize money, it is better. We get contingency programs from the companies, but the actual prize money is better than over in the States. But I'm not going to try to think about the money tonight because all it does is put pressure on you. But last night I had a little bit of bad luck, but like I said, hopefully my luck will be tonight.
You talked about the pressure there. Being the current world champ, is the pressure on to perform constantly?
No, you know, if you put pressure on yourself, it's only going to hurt you. So I just go out to do my best every race, and as long as you try to ride your best, that's when winning comes second. So I'm just out there to do the best I can every time I go out.
Thanks a lot and good luck. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Jones.
The Rec Air 125's up on the line at the moment. Heat 3 again over 4 laps. Fast Eddie Warren on board bike E. Lyndon Heffernan on bike 6. Stan Bergen on 13. 20 Phil Sargent. Adam Smith on bike 40. Warren should get the jump here, and he does. Looking good, 40 on the very outside. Adam Snedden almost stealing a piece of the action there. That wasn't in the script. Fast Eddie aboard the Kawasaki, putting it nice and sideways. Snedden, Heffernan, Stan Bergen, all in there with a chance at the moment. All heat races over 4 laps, whether it be 125s or 250s. This is heat 3 of the 125s. The first 2 riders go to event 24, and the rest go to event 22. Lyndon Heffernan on screen at the moment. There's Fast Eddie up over the tabletop, looking comfortable aboard the 125 as he did earlier on in the night on his 250. Won his moto, and this could be a big night for Eddie. Won both classes at the National Tennis Centre in Melbourne in the last round, round 4 of the Supercross Masters, 125 and 250, and Eddie said it's the best night of my life, and it certainly was. Hoping to repeat that here tonight. And certainly starting off on a good note with a 250 win and what looks like could be a 125 win, passing a bit of the slower trophy. That was 76 going by the wayside. As the man they call the Motown Magician comes up towards the tabletop to collect the checkered flag. Bike 76 was a lap rider. Second place goes to Adam Snedden. Lyndon Heffernan will take the third, and Stan Bergen will take the fourth. The Toyota Husky 125 Heat 4, again 4 laps. This is event number 12 on the program. Stephen Andrew aboard bike 4, Troy Doran on 9, Dale Britton on 17, Nigel Arnold on 26, Anthony Nappick on 45, and Eddie Phillip on bike number 39. Troy Doran, Stephen Andrew and Dale Britton are the hot 3 in this one. It could be anyone's race. Britton on the inside with Andrew and Doran in the middle of the field. Often racing, and Stephen Andrew looked as though he got the best of Gates, but it is Troy Doran on the outside, Andrew on the inside. Up over Yokohama they go side by side, and it's Doran that comes out the best. Andrew's on the inside. Dale Britton right in there in third place. and a little way back to our 4th place rider, but the battle between the first 3, this one is going to be titanic as they go under Yokohama. Over the stutter jumps that time round, Doran, Andrew and Britton. 1, 2 and 3. That's the readout at the moment as they go up over Yokohama. Troy Doran flicking it out at the side, up over the tabletop, having a little bit of a look into the crowd. Stephen Andrew not getting up too high with Dale Britton certainly grabbing some air. Nigel Arnold and bike number 39, Eddie Phillip, looking good in the back of the field. But out front, it's all Troy Doran at the moment. Young guy from Victoria, as I said, Stephen Andrew also from Victoria at the moment. And really, Victoria are breeding some of the best young Supercross riders at the moment. Not only these two, but guys like Stephen Maguire. They're all in there. About half a lap to go in this one. Heat number 4 of the 125s. Troy Doran, Stephen Andrew and Dale Britton. That's been the order since the green flag drop. And it certainly looks as though it could be the order as they cross the finish line. Checkered flag out. It is Troy Doran, Stephen Andrew, Dale Britton. Bike number 26, Nigel Arnold, a very distant 4th. The first quarter-final over 4 laps up on the line. This is the 250s. Eddie Warren on bike E, Stephen Maguire, Phil Sargent, Jamie Cunningham, Troy Doran, Lyle Thompson, Justin Lehman and Ben Parise. The first 4 go into the semis. The last 4, goodbye guys. Warren, Maguire, Sargent and Thompson should be the ones to beat. Ben Parise also in there. Fast Eddie Warren it is, aboard Bike E, our American visitor. Looking good at the moment. Out in the lead, Troy Doran's in there. Hot to trot in 2nd place. Stephen Maguire, Ben Parise, Lyle Thompson on the inside of Parise. Thompson puts the bike down. Phil Sargent, Jamie Cunningham and JJ Lehman all past the fallen Thompson. Let's see how far he can come back. But the race leader is the fast man, Eddie Warren. Troy Doran backing up for his 2nd race in succession, doing well in 2nd place. Warren goes round the left-hander, right-hander, left-hander underneath the bridge and over the stutter jumps yet again. Looking as smooth as a baby's backside at the moment is our Eddie. Ready himself for the Yokohama bridge. Up he goes, flying and nicely. There's Lyle Thompson, a long way back in the field. Troy Doran still in 2nd place with Maguire in 3rd and Ben Parise staying aboard his machine despite that little knock with Lyle Thompson into 4th. So those look as though they could be the 4 riders that will qualify into the semi-final. Eddie Warren on screen at the moment, looking good. He's won his 250 and his 125 qualifier and well on his way to a quarter-final win as he does a semi-final berth for Eddie Warren. Troy Doran on bike number 9 will take the 2nd. Stephen Maguire will take 3rd. Ben Parise will take the 4th. They'll be the 4 to qualify into the semi-final. Quarter-final number 2 up on the line at the moment, proudly sponsored by Bourbon and Beefsteak. Peter Melton on bike number 3, Phil Robinson on 19, 11 Dean Burt, 66 Brendan Sheridan, bike L Steve Lamson, 6 Lyndon Heffernan, 28 Stephen Hunter and 42 Enis Radicevic. Again over 4 laps. Watch out for Steve Lamson, he's been very dangerous, as has the series leader. Peter Melton aboard bike number 3. They line up right next to each other in the middle of the pack. This promises to be a great one. Off and racing they go, Maguire and Lamson side by side, but it's Dean Burt, another young Victorian out in front at the moment. On the outside, here comes Heffo. Lamson's already made his way through and plenty of air over the tabletop. Left her gasping for that one. Dean Burt on the inside, Lyndon Heffernan and Peter Melton also in there. It's certainly looking good. Peter Melton would like to improve his position as he comes on the inside of Lyndon Heffernan. It doesn't pay off. Dean Burt still eating the dust of the race leader. Steve Lamson, another one of our United States visitors here tonight. 3rd place, Lyndon Heffernan and Peter Melton in there. Bike number 28 getting plenty of air was Stephen Hunter. takeoff was good. We just need a little bit of practice on the landing. Steve Lamson up over the Yokohama Bridge. A funny set of obstacles there. 1 lap to go for Lamson. Dean Burt, I don't think will have the legs to catch him. A bit sideways for Lyndon Heffernan, and Peter Melton perhaps a disappointing 4th position, the current series leader. That will qualify him through to the semi-finals though. It is the first 4 that qualify. As Lamson goes up over the bridge, lands onto the tabletop, into the left-hander, and the checkered flag is all his. Nice and sideways. Dean Burt will take the 2nd. Lyndon Heffernan aboard bike 6. Peter Melton on bike 3. Phil Robinson. Quarter-final number 3, again over 4 laps. Up on the line at the moment, Mark Kirkman on bike number 7. Glenn Bell on bike number 1. Bevan Ernst on 89. 81, Michael Donovan. Craig Dack on bike number 2. The Wild Child, Kim Ashkenazi on 52. 44, David Mann, and Stan Bergen rounding out the field on bike number 13. This should be a great one. Dack, Bell, Kirkman, and Ashkenazi. The gates, as you can see, are very self-penalising. They drop back. If you try to jump the gate, it's just going to sit there, and so are you, as you saw just then. Out of the gate they go, and it is the Wild Child, Kim Ashkenazi. Glenn Bell has fallen yet again on the first corner. Ashkenazi is the race leader at the moment. Craig Dack hot in 2nd place. The 16-year-old whiz kid aboard the Suzuki, doing it nicely as he goes under the Yokohama Bridge. Will the pressure show? That remains to be seen. The very experienced veteran rider, Craig Dack, in 2nd place. Dack's been there and done it all before. Ashkenazi, as you might say, is the new kid on the block. Mark Kirkman up there in 3rd position. Stan Bergen up into 4th. Glenn Bell a long way back. Had the misfortune of crashing on the first corner. That hasn't been Glenn's strong point tonight, the first corner. David Mann on 44 drops his bike. He lifts the backs up and continues. Ashkenazi, though, has things his own way. 1 lap to go and really looking good. Craig Dack in 2nd place. This is where the action is. Can the Dack attack catch the 16-year-old? I personally don't think so. Only about half a lap to go. Ashkenazi putting it sideways. Dack comes round the outside, ducks into the inside. Up over the Yokohama Bridge they go. This one is all Kim Ashkenazi's. 1 corner to go. Here come the checkered flag. It is Ashkenazi one-handed to take the checker. Craig Dack will take the 2nd. Mark Kirkman will take the 3rd. Stan Bergman will take the 4th. They're the 4 qualifiers. Certainly is bad luck for Glenn Bell, though, aboard bike number 1. Glenn up in the top 2 place getters as they went in to the first corner, and yet again went the wrong way. Unfortunately, Glenn forgot to turn right, but there'll be his chance later on in the program. The 4th quarter-final up on the line, the Yokohama Supercross Masters. Stephen Andrew, bike number 4. Dale Britton aboard bike 17. Michael Matthews on 91. Domain Krelsham on 30. Mike Jones, the current world champ, on bike J. Bradley Purcell on 48. Alex Briggs on 35. And Max Kettle on 32. Andrew and Jones side by side out of the gate, and it is Stephen Andrews, the young Victorian, leading the current world Supercross champ. Dale Britton also up there looking good, and Andrews getting plenty of air, as does all the first 3 guys, Britton and Jones included. A lot of elbow bashing underneath the bridge, and straight into the Marlboro sign goes Max Kettle, it looked like. Mike Jones on the sprint at the moment up over Yokohama. Stephen Andrews dictating the pace of things. Puts it sideways over the tabletop. Jones hot in pursuit. And believe me, Jones won't give up until the checker flag drops. Dale Britton still going fairly confidently in 3rd position. And Domain Krelsham, the surprise here at the moment, up into 4th. Andrews up over Yokohama. Jones is certainly bridging the gap. How long in the race to go? Will he have time? 1 lap. Stephen Andrew and Mike Jones, and Jones is closing every lap. Andrews gets the pedal to the metal, up over the stutters, slips a foot, Jones comes on the inside, Andrews is back on the inside. This is sensational Supercross action. Stephen Andrews lost the lead, regained the lead, half a lap to go. Can Jones get it back? One fallen rider, Jones goes on the inside, Stephen Andrew one-handed and very happy about things at the moment, takes the win in the quarterfinal. Mike Jones will take the second, Dale Britton High Flying will take the third, and Domain Krelsham will take the fourth. Two riders down there at the moment. Alex Briggs almost losing the bike completely, and Bradley Purcell on bike number 48.
It was Alex Briggs on bike number 35.
The 250cc non-qualifiers is a culmination of events 17 and 18. Rod Mason, Jason Grimshaw, Matthew Taylor, Michael Fallons, Mark Wood, Leon Wood, Anthony Napick, and probably the favourite, Gavin Simpson, aboard bike 99. Fairly jagged start, everyone's safe into the first corner. The non-qualifiers usually add a little bit of spice to the program. There's usually a fall or two, some of the more inexperienced riders driving. Getting plenty of air at the moment was 99, and that is Gavin Simpson. Got out of the gate well and certainly opening up a nice lead. A battle way back in the pack. Leon Wood was back there, as was Matthew Taylor, I think. 99 though, Gavin Simpson out in front, doing it nicely. As I said, this is a culmination of events 17 and 18, the non-qualifiers over 4 laps. A full field of 8 riders contesting the non-qualifiers as Gavin Simpson holds his position of first place. Anthony Napick, Grimshaw and Mark Wood. Simpson gets the 1 lap to go board this time round. He can afford to take it just a little bit easy this time as he goes under Yokohama. Had a little bit of a look behind him and noticed that there's no one except Midnight, I guess you'd call it, in between him and the second place rider. Slips a little bit in the right-hander. Up over Yokohama he goes. About half race distance left. Last corner, checkered flag. Gavin Simpson will take the first in the non-qualifiers event. Anthony Napick will take the second place. Jason Grimshaw and Mark Wood will round out the 4. One down just in front of the camera there. A little bit of spice.
I think it's okay. As soon as they get the hand to get it on my knee, the team to get it. They're about to see Hales from Sacramento, the capital of California. First time in Australia. Getting ready for the cheers. Let's make welcome.
One up now. This is one rad teenager, Stephen Andrews.
Get those cameras ready. All the way from Geelong, far more successful building society, let me tell you. Here he comes. He won.
Good stuff. Now this guy's been invincible.
As was said before, the guy who born and came from Detroit, Michigan, now lives in Sydney, has been here for 2 years. From Glenora near Jura, that's fine.
Now this is starting to get pretty close, I must...
Make him welcome, Craig Dack! Well, he's never won indoors here in Sydney, but he is one rad guy.
The Dak attack has hit Sydney in a mean way. Last but not least, the world
Supercross champion, Mike Jones on the field. Yeah, Mike Jones from 3 Mile Island in Pennsylvania. That's why they call it the Atomic Pit. First time in Australia last month in Melbourne. This is his first go.
What do you reckon about Dynamite? One real Dynamite. Okay, here we've got the Supercross equivalent of the Winfield Cup. Congratulations, Eddie. Buddy, you may be from the United States, you're living in Sydney now. These guys are treating you like the homeboy.
Yeah, it feels really good. I won this last night. I can't believe I won it again tonight, but you know, I tried really hard. I'm not glad I didn't end up in the stands or something, but yeah, thanks for yelling for me.
Tell us, what's going through your mind when you're 10 feet in the air, upside down, and sort of the world's on a bit of an angle?
Well, they're going to come down right side up, I suppose, yeah.
You'll be glad you're not landing in the stands.
Yeah, no, I felt really good. I enjoy whipping it. You know, just everybody remember tonight when we're racing, we can hear you yelling, so the more you yell, the harder we're going to try and get real wild and crazy.
Thanks a lot, Ed, and good luck later tonight. Eddie Warren, folks!
Okay, the first semi-final up on the line, Toyota Husky presents this one over 4 laps. Fast Eddie Warren, who's been going oh so well tonight. Troy Doran, Stephen Maguire, Ben Parise, Steve Lamson, Dean Burt, Lyndon Heffernan, and Peter Melton. This should be a ripper. We've got 2 Americans in the field in Lamson and Warren starting right next to each other, and the series leader, Melton on the outside. Off and racing. Eddie Warren, it looks like, into the first corner. First, Steve Lamson on the outside. Parise is in there. Doran's in there. He can throw a blanket over the rest of the pack, but it's fast. Eddie Warren aboard the Kawasaki. This has certainly been his night so far. Expression sessions and all first throughout the night. Maguire, Lamson, Heffernan's in there. Ben Parise has moved up into 3rd position behind Doran and Warren. Stephen Maguire's up into 4th position. And this one can go any of 8 ways at the moment. Still plenty of racing time left. Peter Melton back in the pack. He'll want to improve his position as the current point series leader in the Supercross Masters. Ben Parise looking smooth. Warren, though, out front has got the racing track all to himself. Doran in 2nd. Maguire goes down on the back of Parise's bike. Lamson goes into 4th. Lyndon Hefner moves up into 5th. Melton's in 6th and Dean Burt is in 7th position. Steve Lamson in 4th, as I said, looking fairly stylish, but Eddie Warren going under the bridge and over the stutter jumps yet again. Looking like the true professional that he is, doing it so smoothly. Into the right-hander up over Yokohama Bridge. And Eddie Warren certainly didn't need any luck in this one. As he collects the checker, another expression session from Eddie Warren. Troy Doran will take the 2nd, Ben Parise will take the 3rd, Steve Lamson in 4th. Lyndon Heffernan, Peter Melton, Dean Burt and Stephen Maguire. The 2nd semi-final up on the line. This one's sponsored by Honda, again over 4 laps. Kim Ashkenazi, Craig Dack, Mark Kirkland, Stan Bergen, Stephen Andrew, Mike Jones, Dale Britton and Dominic Perelchum. Ashkenazi, Andrew and Dack are the 3 to watch in this one, as well as the world champion, Dyna Mike Jones. Jones starting off the inside. Racing, and Kim Ashkenazi has got the lead. He goes into the first corner aboard the Suzuki, the 16-year-old wild child, showing the pros what he's made of. Dale Britton, Craig Dack all back there. Stephen Andrew, Dynamite Jones, the world champion, they're all there. But out in the lead is the 16-year-old Kim Ashkenazi, Dack and Britton side by side, stuff under the bridge. Ashkenazi leads by about 2 lengths to Andrew, who's got about 3 lengths on Dack. Dale Britton also in there. He looks quite comfortable in there in 4th position with Mark Kirkman right on his back wheel, and Mike Jones is back in 6th position. But this one at the moment belongs to bike number 52, Kim Ashkenazi, only just up into the senior ranks a few months ago, looking good. Here comes Stephen Andrews round the outside. A few of the slower riders going under the bridge. We pick up on Ashkenazi and Andrew going up over the bridge. Can Stephen Andrew pass the young guy who has had so much success here tonight? Up over the tabletop, 1 lap to go. Ashkenazi has the bike completely sideways. Stephen Andrew goes to the outside, back onto the inside as they go under the bridge, over the stutter jumps. Can Andrew duck back on the inside? Craig Dack has arrived on the scene, and Ashkenazi is slowly pulling away. Stephen Andrew will give it his all. The checkered flag is out. 1 corner to go. Kim Ashkenazi takes the win. Stephen Andrew will take the 2nd. Craig Dack will take the 3rd. Dale Britton on bike number 17. Mike Jones, Mark Kirkman, Stan Bergen. What a ride by Kim Ashkenazi. There he is, bike 52. The 125 non-qualifiers up on the line at the moment. 4 laps, James Clark, Wayne Jukes, Mike Shearer, Brendan Sheridan, Brad Williscroft, Stephen Maguire, Phil Robinson, and Jason Love. Maguire on bike number 10, a late scratching from this one. Often racing, Phil Robinson and James Clark should be the 2 to watch. Bike number 22 puts it down early. That's Brad Williscroft into the first corner. I think he could have been watching Glenn Bell a little bit too much. Phil Robinson in there in 2nd place. The Waifs leader, bike number 8, James Clark. Looking good. Here comes Robinson on the outside. He'll try and duck back on the inside. Didn't quite have the power to the ground as he goes round the outside, Brenningham for Yokohama Bridge. Clark not too quick in this part of the course, but starts to stretch as he goes down towards the tabletop. Opts for the wide line. As I said, this is the non-qualifier for the 125s, sponsored by the Bergen and Beach Steak Bar. I said earlier, the non-qualifiers certainly bring the entertainment aspect into Supercross racing. The inexperienced riders provide quite a few laughs for some of the in-house spectators. A few of the crashes, but none thus far in the 125 non-qualifiers. James Clark out front and leading well. Phil Robinson's not going to give up until the checkered flag drops. A very tough and determined competitor is Robinson. Wayne Jukes and Brendan Sheridan a little bit back in the pack. As Clark collects the checkered flag, Phil Robinson high flying will take the 2nd. Jukes and Brendan Sheridan will take the 4th. The 2nd of the 125 non-qualifiers up on the line at the moment. Lyndon Heffernan, Stan Bergen, Phil Sargent on bike number 20, Dale Britton, Nigel Arnold, Anthony Napick and Eddie Phillip. A few surprise packages in here. Heffernan, Sargent and Britton all usually up in the A main. At the moment they're in the non-qualifiers. Phil Sargent looking good, just come back from that collarbone injury on the very inside, and a very tight line there by Sargent, but it's Heffo. Lyndon Heffernan leading them out on the first lap. Sargent round the outside, and what a beautiful passing move. Stan Bergen back in 3rd. Nigel Arnold's also in there, 45, Anthony Napick, as they all go under the bridge. Phil Sargent from the New South Wales country areas doing it nicely from Lyndon Heffernan. Aboard bike number 6, doing it for Outrider Yamaha, and Stan Bergen also for Outrider in there in 3rd. High flying action from Phil Sargent. In this, the 125 non-qualifier number 2, again over 4 laps. 1.5 racing laps to go. Nigel Arnold really coming up on the hammer of Stan Bergen in 4th place. And if Bergen even decides to drop off an inch, Nigel Arnold will wrap him up. 1 lap to go as they go over the tabletop, and Phil Sargent just keeps getting higher and higher every time he tackles the tabletop. There he is over the studders, into the right-hander down the starting straight. With Lyndon Heffernan still hot in 2nd place, but they're not going to catch Philip Sargent, who will collect the checker in the non-qualifiers. Lyndon Heffernan on bike number 6 will take the 2nd. Stan Bergen and Nigel Arnold will take the 4th. Well, very few surprises in the non-qualifiers. One big surprise package tonight, not only in the 250 class, but the 125 class as well, has been the 16-year-old whiz kid, Kim Ashkenazi. Let's go down trackside for a chat with the wild child.
Okay, coming up to the tabletop, he looks a little bit different without his helmet. This is the guy you've been cheering for, the wild child, Kim Ashkenazi. Champ, you've only been racing in the Opens only a little while. This is your 2nd major indoor Supercross, and success has come so quickly.
Yeah, I'm glad it's sort of going that way. The tracks are tight in here, but now I'm sort of getting the starts and keeping it tight, and I just hope it goes right from in the finals.
Mate, you're only 16 now. At the age of 10, 9 or 10, you would have been dreaming of Craig Dack. You know, one day I'd love to race him, one day I'd love to beat him. You've just whipped his backside in the semi.
Yeah, well, I suppose Craig's not too happy about that, but I mean, let's race him. Let's go keep it going and hopefully I'll beat him in the final.
Who's going to be the gung-ho ones to beat him? I mean, there's a class field out there.
Well, there's too many names to mention, but like in particular, Glenn Bell, Craig Dack, and the Americans. It's going to be tough, but hopefully I can do it.
Mate, when you're in the juniors, I presented you with that many first-place trophies. I can't keep count. Hopefully tonight, I'll present you with your first senior one. Good luck. Ladies and gentlemen, Kim Ashkenazi.
All the best, Kim. Thanks, Andy. Kim Ashkenazi. A lot of Sydney people riding with him tonight.
6 laps. 1 rider goes through to the final. This is the 250s, the last chance. Steve Lamson, Lyndon Heffernan, Peter Melton, Dean Bird, Dale Britton, Mike Jones, Mark Kirkman and Stan Bergen. This is an all-star cast. And unfortunately, only 1 rider will transfer into the final. This could be a final in itself. The world champion on the inside, the current point series leader, Peter Melton on bike number 3, should be the favourite in this one. Into the first right-hander, and it is Melton out in the lead as they go up over Yokohama. Pressing hard for the first place, Dale Britton. Steve Lamson's there on the inside. Plenty of riders. Mike Jones back in about 4th or 5th position. Lyndon Heffernan's dropped off the pace a little bit, as has Bergen Burt. But it's Peter Melton looking good, doing it for the Marlboro Yamaha dealer team on bike number 3. As I mentioned, he's the current points series leader along with Stephen Andrews. Andrew has qualified already for the final, and this is Melton's last chance to do it. 2nd place, Mike Jones from the United States. Dale Britton currently in 3rd. Dale's in 5th position in the championship at the moment, so plenty of on the line. Keep in mind the top 5 point scorers from the whole series qualify through to race in the United States of America. Sacramento, California is the venue at the Arco Arena in late October. That's for the top 5 race getters. They'll go up against the Americans' best. There is one of the best, Mike Jones, the current world 250cc champion. Peter Melton, though, has got the wood on him at the moment on bike 3 and looking good as they go up over Yokohama. Come down, up over the tabletop goes Melton, looking supremely confident. Ducks into the left-hander, keeping it nice and tight under Yokohama. Melton on screen at the moment over the studders. Jones is closing the gap. Can the world champ get close? And certainly flying high over some of the smaller jumps as Jones trying to bridge the gap. And over the bridge he does go. With the left-hander, 1 lap to go for Peter Melton. This is what he's wanted all night. Hasn't had the best of nights in the qualifier, the semis and the quarters, but this is it, the last chance qualified. Jones on the inside, that could be it. That could be the straw that broke the camel's back in Jones's case. Peter Melton up over Yokohama. He's got a few lengths on Mike Jones, and it will be Peter Melton to collect the checkered flag. He'll qualify through to the final. Unlucky Mike Jones. Third place goes to Steve Lamson, and Dale Britton will finish in 4th position. So a great ride there by Peter Melton to qualify through to the final. The 125cc final, 8 laps. We're up on the line at the moment. Stephen Andrew aboard bike number 4, Troy Doran on bike 9, Adam Snedden on 40, Eddie Warren on E, Mark Kirkman on 7, Peter Melton on 3, Paul Timmins on 38, and the wild child, Kim Ashkenazi on bike number 52. Andrew, Warren and Ashkenazi should be the 3 to watch, as well as bike number 3, Peter Melton, backing up for his 2nd race in succession. This should be a great one. Out of the start they go. Warren and Ashkenazi side by side into the first corner, and it's Kim Ashkenazi. Warren puts a little bit of a shoulder in. Over the bridge they go. Ashkenazi, Doran, Warren. Warren straight into Ashkenazi. 4 riders are down. Ashkenazi, Warren. Mark Kirkman and Stephen Andrew all go down, and Eddie Warren looks as though he has hurt his wrist. The officials are right to his case. Limping off John Collins there for the Marlboro Yamaha dealer team, helping him off. Troy Doran out in the lead at the moment. Peter Melton in 2nd. Bike number 40 also in there looking good, and that's Adam Snedden. Melton flying high behind Doran in 2nd place. There is the race leader, Doran. Aboard bike 9, the young guy from Victoria. Mark Kirkman flying high, trying to make up for some lost time. That 2nd quarter, what a corner it was too. Kim Ashkenazi out in the lead. Troy Doran had the outside line, and out of nowhere came fast Eddie Warren. A very desperate move there by Eddie. Doran and Melton, the gap is closing. Can Peter Melton get past? This is the final of the 125s over 8 laps. Over the stud as they go. Doran and Melton, a long way back to our 3rd place rider at the moment. Cameras on Peter Melton at the moment. Up over Yokohama he goes. Not too far behind Doran at the moment. Plenty of action here tonight at the Sydney Entertainment Centre. And of course, we've still got the big one to go. The 20-lap, 250cc Triple M Supercross Masters final. For the 125s though, this is the business end of the night. Doran, and here comes Peter Melton round the outside. Doesn't manage to pick it off this time. On the inside, he's got him. Peter Melton into the lead, side-by-side action over the tabletop. Doran round the outside, and Peter Melton moves into the lead on bike number 3. Adam Snedden and Mark Kirkman battling for 3rd and 4th. Stephen Andrew lost way back in the pack due to that incident on the first lap, but Peter Melton, what a racing manoeuvre on this very tight but tricky Sydney Entertainment Centre layout. Mark Kirkman moves up into 3rd position ahead of Adam Snedden. What an action-packed race this one's been. If this is any indication, the 250s should be a real humdinger. There's Ashkenazi in the foreground as we go on to Peter Melton. 1 lap to go for Melton. Eddie Warren, as I said earlier, won the 125s and 250s in Melbourne. Melton's going to win the 125s, and could it be a good omen for later on in the night when they rip out the big 250cc machines as Melton goes up over the Yokohama Bridge. Last corner for Peter Melton. He'll collect the checker, puts it sideways, and what a ride by the Queenslander. 2nd place in a sensational ride was Troy Doran. Mark Kirkman comes in for 3rd. Adam Snedden, Stephen Andrews and Kim Ashkenazi. What a 125 final that was. Plenty of excitement. Peter Melton coming away with the gold. Troy Doran and Mark Kirkman. Let's go trackside for the presentations.
It's very much like an action-packed 125 final to say the least. A great 3rd place for the 125 specialist, Mark Kirkman. Mark, congratulations, mate. Top right.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I had a bit of a bad start, but I got up there. That's so thanks to my sponsors, Zuki Australia, Arai, Castrol, Midnight Racing, Fred Morgan, Empire, and I'd just like to thank Peter and Troy. They rode really good. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mark. You've got your own little cheer crew right here. 2nd place in the top rider, young bloke from Victoria. Put your hands together, Troy Doran. Troy, congratulations, mate. Another great race.
I'm happy to be out here. Got a few people I'd like to thank. Yamaha, JT Racing, Nipendenso spark plugs, Thumb Up tyres. There's a few more that can't think of it at the moment.
Mate, I'll let you get your breath back for the big one. Congratulations. And at top first place, he came through the field. Put your hands together, Peter Melton! Peter, before tonight, you're leading the 250s point series. This is just another bonus for you.
Oh, it certainly is, Andy. It's a lot of fun riding these 125s, and I'd especially like to thank Yamaha, of course, for this new pre-production 91 model bike. It's terrific. Just thank you very much.
You two, I'll let you get your breath back for the big one. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for the 3 place getters.
Great stuff was the 125 final. In the semi-finals in the 253, riders qualified in each semi. 1 rider qualified in the last chance qualifier, the B main that was. Now this is the last chance qualifier, the promoter's discretion race. 1 rider out of these 4 will qualify into the final. Glenn Bell on bike number 1, Mike Jones on letter J, Steve Lamson on letter L, and Dale Britton on bike number 17. Often racing, all fairly even. Bell's got the inside run. That could be the advantage, but it's Dynamite Jones first up over Yokohama Bridge. Glenn Bell hot in second. Dale Britton goes out wide. Steve Lamson also in there. 3 abreast as they go up over the tabletop that time round. Mike Jones, though, is the current race leader. Glenn Bell hot in second place. Both of those guys riding the Hondas, the Yamaha of Dale Britton, followed by the Suzuki of Steve Lamson. Mike Jones and Bell up over Yokohama. And this is the final chance for the 250 boys to get into the final, as I explained earlier. Dale Britton putting the Yamaha nice and sideways up over the tabletop. The field's slowly starting to spread themselves out. But at the moment, it's Dynamite Jones from Export, Pennsylvania in the United States of America. One of the best of his kind. The best of what he does is Dynamite on letter J. 1 lap to go, and then it's straight into the 20 lap. Supercross Masters final. Britton and Lamson are fighting out the minor placings. They're out of the picture at the moment. Mike Jones looks to have this one wrapped up. Britton and Lamson stop side by side on one of the corners and almost falling over. But the checkered flag will go to the world champ, Dynamite Jones. Unfortunately, Glenn Bell misses out, as does Steve Lamson and Dale Britton. Great stuff there, and Mike Jones qualifies through. There's 3 very nervous men at the moment. John Collins, Team Marlboro Yamaha team manager, Stephen Gall and Steve Ashkenazi.
First rider out comes from Heathcote in New South Wales. You met him already, Kim Ashkenazi. Let's wish Kim well. Big chance in tonight's final. Apparently, official ruling has just asked Glenn Bell. I'll fill you in on that in a second. On plate number 4, coming from Geelong, Pointer Star. What a performer, Stephen Andrew, ladies and gentlemen. Plate number 3 from Brisbane on the Mulberry Yamaha, it is Peter Melton. Now plate number 9 from Melbourne, a strong runner tonight, Troy Doran on the Yamaha. Plate number 6 from New South Wales, Ben Maurice. Now it's time, the man who made through the last moment qualifier from 3 Mile Island, it is Mike Jones. Now on plate number 2, Sydney's favourite, ready for another DAC attack. Here he is, Craig Dack for the Mulberry Yamaha team. I think just about the youngest field ever for Supercross final in Sydney. Officials ruling that Glenn Bell, who finished second in the promoter's prerogative race, cannot start. There will only be 7 starters, not 8, as the spot qualified by Eddie Warren cannot be taken.
Thanks a lot, Mike, explaining all about the Eddie Warren Glen Bell saga, but let's get on to the 20-lap final. This is it. We've been waiting all year to see this one. Warren, as I said before, is out. Doran, Parise, Ashkenazi, Andrew, Dack, Melton and Jones. Peter Melton and Stephen Andrew, current points leaders, with Craig Dack 1 point behind them. Parise and Doran also in the standings. I'd have to say Craig Dack would be the favourite at the moment. We're in the starters' hands, 5 seconds. We're off and racing. The final has started for the 250cc's, and it's Stephen Andrew that's leading them out. Craig Dack, Mike Jones, Troy Doran, they're all in there. 20 laps of Supercross spectacular we've got coming up as they all go up and over the tabletop. Dack dropped back in the pack. Ben Parise dropped his bike in the first corner. Bad luck for young Ben. Stephen Andrew, Mike Jones, Troy Doran, Craig Dack, Peter Melton. That's the readout at the moment. Dack making his way up through the field, goes for the inside pass on Doran. If he can get through, it'll be a ripper. They touch tyres there. Mike Jones, Dack does get through the inside of Troy Doran up over the tabletop. It'll be interesting to see how far Dack can come through the pack. Stephen Andrews and Mike Jones now have to prepare themselves for the Dack attack onslaught. Further back in the pack, Doran, Melton and Ashkenazi. There's the Dacker at the moment. Coming up over the tabletop, Mike Jones just in picture. No major dramas thus far, but you never know with Supercross racing what can happen just around the corner. Stephen Andrew and Mike Jones leading them nicely, and Andrew looking quite comfortable aboard the Yamaha. Craig Dack, of course, aboard the 1991 Yamaha. As he goes round the outside, he's going to try a pass on Jones here. Almost side-to-side stuff. Dack on the outside, Jones on the inside. Dack doesn't manage to pass him this time around, but he is right on his back tyre. Dack goes out wide, Jones on the inside. The Dack attack is not going to let up. Still plenty of racing time left over Yokohama. We almost had a new second place getter, and it was almost Craig Dack. Still on the onslaught at the moment. Mike Jones really feeling the pressure at the moment. The current world champ under siege by Australian #1. On the inside goes Dack. They touch wheels that time around. Stephen Andrew, though, in the meantime, clearing right out. Here comes Dack again up over Yokohama. Was going to go for the outside. Stays out there this time round. Can he get him up over the tabletop? He switches to the inside. This is interesting stuff here. Dack into the left-hander, then under Yokohama. The real battle at the moment is in between second and third. Dack slips the gear and drops back a little bit there. Troy Doran still hard pressing in fourth, with Peter Melton also in there. Jones and Dack. A titanic battle with Stephen Andrews still out front by about a quarter of a lap and looking the goods at the moment. If he can keep his composure and show the maturity he's shown all year. Jones is down. The world champion has hit the deck, and Craig Dack moves up into second place. Now it's Stephen Andrew that's got to watch out for the Dack attack. So the world champion, who was in second place, has bitten the dust. Done a little bit of soil sampling was Jones, and as I said, Stephen Andrew is certainly going to have to look out for the Dack attack. Troy Doran moves up into third place with Peter Melton in fourth. There's the race leader, Stephen Andrew, preparing himself for the Yokohama Bridge. Doing it nice and smoothly at the moment. Ashkenazi is slowly making his way through the pack, so this will be interesting. Quite a handy lead, though, for Stephen Andrew. Dack a little bit out of shape up over the tabletop, and Troy Doran, the ride of his life at the moment, staying right on the backside of Craig Dack with Peter Melton there as well. Race leader Stephen Andrews up over the bridge yet again. And there goes Dack, not too much between them. Stephen Andrews has hit the deck. Troy Doran has hit the deck. Andrews is back up. Peter Melton was caught up in that, and Troy Doran just doesn't look happy down there, being taken off the track. Craig Dack is the new race leader, it looks like. Stephen Andrews hot in second place. Our third place rider looks like Kim Ashkenazi, the 16-year-old whiz kid. The Dack attack certainly doing it strong. Craig has never won a major indoor event yet, and he was telling me earlier tonight, this could be it. This is his night. He feels confident, he feels primed, and out there at the moment, certainly doing what it takes to come away with the gold in this 20-lap 250cc final here at the Sydney Entertainment Centre. Plenty of air for Dak and Andrews. If Dak gets any more air, we'll be calling for the oxygen mask. Stephen Andrews slowly making his way up, and the wild child, Kim Ashkenazi, tackling the stutters nicely in there in third position. Dak and Andrews. Dak looking supremely confident aboard the wise Ed. Flicks the right foot out, as does Andrews, into a very sharp left-hand corner. Not much passing room on the indoor circuits, but plenty of skill involved. Coming up to lap some of the slower riders, Ben Parise there. Ben, who crashed on the first turn, hasn't had what he would term the best of nights. But that is Supercross racing. You never know until the checkered flag drops. Dak and Andrews, the gap is getting closer. Dak looks behind to see where young Stephen is, and he is right on his hammer as they go underneath the Yokohama Bridge. The slower traffic could prove the telling factor as the race drags on. Still a few slower riders ahead. Dak moving to the outside to try and get past Parise. Andrew goes wide around the berm as well. But Dak certainly looking confident. Another touch of wheels between Dak and Andrew. This is sensational stuff here. Over the stutter jumps yet again, around the right-hander. And down the starting straight they go. Still back in third place is Ashkenazi. Here comes Andrew on the inside. He collected a wheel and Stephen Andrew has hit the deck. Kim Ashkenazi goes through on the inside and Craig Dak has got a huge lead at the moment in the 20-lap Supercross Masters final. Stephen Andrews getting a little bit too keen, and that corner here tonight has caused plenty of problems. Just ask Eddie Warren and Kim Ashkenazi. Dak high flying up over the bridge, looking confident out in front. Roost the tail out of the berm and up over the tabletop he goes. There's Ashkenazi hot in second place. Stephen Andrews still up there in third. Mike Jones has hit the deck. The world champion has gone down again at the very end of the tabletop. Kim Ashkenazi still in second place. A fair gap though between him and Craig Dak. And speaking of Dak, Dak has gone down. He's back up. Got the momentum back going, and Craig Dak holds onto the lead. There's the wild child, Kim Ashkenazi, bike 52. He's still in second place. But Craig Dak, a momentary lapse of concentration, almost put the bike down, had the wobbles, managed to hang on. That's the years of experience I've been talking about that make Craig Dak just what he is. One lap to go for the Dak attack. He's been waiting so many years for the big one, and it's finally going to come his way. Ashkenazi a little bit out of shape as he goes over the tabletop. Dak, let's follow him over the stutter jumps into the right-hander. About half a lap to go. Dak can see the checkered flag. He has it in his sights. And John Collins, team manager, is going nuts at the moment. Dak over the Yokohama Bridge. And only one corner to go. This is it for the Dak attack. A no-hander in the checkered flag. Kim Ashkenazi will take the second. Stephen Andrew will take the third. Peter Melton comes in fourth. What a ride by the Dak attack. Bike number 2. He's finally cracked the big one. Craig Dak, 20 laps of sheer motocross mayhem. And he came away with a big one.
Okay, what a grand final. Let's go down to Andrew and the presentations at Victory Lane.
That wasn't one of the craziest and best Supercross races I've ever seen. I don't know what is. You were leading there for a while, Steve. Third place, though, you're still going to be happy. Congratulations, Steve and Andrew. Steve-O, you're out in front, but you still must be happy.
Yeah, I tried hard the first few laps to get a good lead, and you know, I made a mistake that brought me down, getting Craig ahead. So I tried to chase him. I made a few mistakes, but I'm happy.
What did it seem like out there? I mean, there were guys dropping like flies towards the end of the race. The lead changed several times, and the minor places changed several times.
Yeah, everything changed. I didn't notice it that much up in the lead, but I suppose the guys are diced a little bit behind me, which made me get a little bit of a gap on them.
Congratulations, Steve. Second place in the top ride. He's back up here. The Wild
All I'm going to say is, who would have ever thought?
Well, I was just lucky a few of the guys out there, come off and had a few accidents there, but I'm glad with the way I've rode. It was a disappointment in the 125, but that's how it goes.
That Supercross racing, as I said to Steve, they were dropping like flies, but to your credit, you managed to stay up and just constantly niggle away.
Yeah, well, that's right. I had a lot of luck, but I suppose it's part of racing, isn't it?
Thanks a lot, Kim. And first place, no one could deny this man this trophy. Put your hands together, the Dak Attack, Craig Dak! Dacker, I've spoken to you a few times tonight, and you said, this is my night, and it is your night.
Well, I've been trying very hard to win this one. I've won a lot of major events in Australia, and I plan on only doing this for another couple of years. And one of my goals 2 years ago was to make sure I won one of these before I finished racing. And now that I've done that, and this is probably one of the happiest wins that I've had because it was such a good race, and this event has eluded me for so many years, and it's just a pleasure to win it.
Many thought the confidence was down in Dakar. He never won a Supercross. This possibly could silence a few critics.
Well, the best thing I like to hear is that Craig Dak's down. So when I hear that, I like to get up. So the more I hear that, the better off I go. So maybe they can keep it up and I'll do a few more of these things.
Congratulations, Craig, Kim, Stephen. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the best Australian Supercross has to offer.